Hey, Fight fans, welcome back to Carl Cruz MMA. Today, we got a very special guest making his return to the show. He is the Headhunter. He is Mr. Artur Minev, getting ready to go into battle, going down Fury FC 106, July 18th. He's taking on Junior Maranhao. Artur, what's up, my friend? How are you doing?
What's up? I'm fine. What about you?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you so much for coming back on here. Exciting fight announcement for you, man. Junior Maranhao, guys done a little bit of bare knuckle. Guys made some noise in the sport. You're getting a headline in a big event, big Fury event against them. When you got the phone call, were you pretty excited to take this one?
Yes, it's a big opportunity for me to make another step for my goal. So I accepted the fight right away. So I'm happy, to have this fight main event. It's a very big opportunity for me. Second fight in Fury, two knockouts. That's gonna be third one and main event. That's already something. So
Last time out in Fury, had a great contest, took on Shane Keefe, was able to put him out there in the first round. Were you impressed? Were you happy with your performance?
yeah, of course.
Absolutely. You've really made a big name for yourself with your very exciting fighting style, man. I mean, you're going out there, you're getting knockouts, you're getting submissions, you're being a very well rounded mixed martial artist. How much pride do you take in the way you fight?
Like all my fights, I focus on I'm not focused for knockouts every time. But it just happened in fight. It can happen with everyone. I have game plan with my coaches how we prepare. You know, train like every day, train hard. So I'm focused for win. What in cage, it can happen with everyone. That's a fight.
In this day and age of martial arts, we're seeing a lot of guys young now, 22, 23, 24, getting into the UFC and having success. You're only 21 years old. At what age did you first start learning and competing in some sort of martial arts?
16 years old.
What did you do? What did you gravitate to? Was it MMA from the jump?
No, first I go kickboxing for 1 year, and then I started training MMA.
After having the kickboxing background, what was that transition like? Picking up the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling, did it come pretty naturally?
Um, where I'm from, um, my nationality Bulgarian. So where I'm from, we have a lot of wrestlers. Wrestling guys. So wrestling already in our blood. So I know how to wrestle before I started kickboxing. I did something, like train with guys who was freestyle wrestler guys. So it's not was something new for me.
And what
Yeah.
was the regional amateur scene like back home? Was there a lot of fights? Was it easy to find a fight? Was it hard to find a fight back home?
Like amateur fights, it's tough in Ukraine because a lot of talent guys, a lot of young guys, hungry guys. Everyone wants to win. So, you know, that's pretty tough to be Ukrainian champion too. Right now we have a very good national team in Ukraine. It's like they won last time World Cup. Yeah.
Nice. What was that decision like to move to the United States and pursue this dream of martial arts?
Decision was is my goal to be here, to be in UFC. That's most important for me, to fight in the best league in the world.
A lot of people are watching this sport in this day and age. I mean, they're watching almost every single weekend. They have all these different shows on Fight Pass. There's Bare Knuckle. So many fans absolutely love it. Very few understand what it's like to be a fighter. When you're not in the big shows yet, you're not making millions of dollars fighting on the regional scene. A lot of guys have the jobs, those 9 to 5 jobs. You don't see family much. You miss birthdays, weddings, Thanksgivings, dinners, all this stuff. Your whole life is consumed about chasing the dream. You've been doing this for a while, man. You've made a lot of headway in a very short time. What's made you want to stick through this? Keep going.
Like before you see like fights on local promotions, like everyone knows, like nobody makes like very big money. That's literally nothing. So it's probably I think for a lot of guys it's like a life, like a style, of life. Like maybe for someone, maybe someone makes this for fun. Someone it's hobby. Someone like us guys from where I'm from, it's like a part of our life, you know.
Absolutely. You train over at Syndicate. How did you end up winding up in that gym?
Yeah, Syndicate's very great gym, you know. It's one of the best gym in the world. You know, we have a lot of champs there, you know, Aljamain Sterling, Mirab Dvalishvili, you know, Mirab right now is like number one, you know. So yeah, we have very good coaches. We have a lot of sparring partners, you know. So it's very good gym to have a camp to train, you know. So a lot of guys every week, like, you know, new guys coming up, train with us, you know. It's a good experience for us to have sparrings, you know, with UC fighters, like PFL fighters, you know, like, so guys who has a big experience.
You mentioned Rob Devashvili, obviously, a couple weekends ago. Huge victory over Sean O'Malley. Beat him once again. Looked very, very dominant. What was your takeaway from the performance?
Yeah, he destroyed him, you know. Like, yeah, I knew it, you know, maybe someone wants to give a chance to Sean, but I knew it. That's not, you know.
Absolutely. When you were
Mirab,
growing up, when you were
Mirab,
growing up, when you were younger, what were some of the guys that you watched? Who were you big fans of?
John Jones, yeah, I was big fan of him. Zabit Magomed Sharipov, of course, Habib, Connor, you know, like all guys who was like star, you know. So they give me a little bit motivation, you know, when I watch them fights, you know, how they train, you know. So it's probably for everyone in this time, you know.
For you, what would it mean to be able, to take it to that next level, fighting a big promotion like the UFC?
You know, like I feel I'm ready to be there and fight, you know. Like I'm 21 years old. I know I can be like young star in UFC, you know, and people will enjoy my fights for sure, you know, because like uh, I'm actually wrestler, yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm more wrestler than a striker, you know. But I use more like my striker because I understand people enjoy that, you know, like, and I have to show people, you know, how I like to make a big show, you know, for the people, you know. So I think I have everything for be there and fight with guys, you know, with the best guys in the world.
I talked about a little earlier, you're a very well-rounded mixed martial artist. Obviously, you're very dominant in wrestling. You've proven you can knock guys out. You have a lot of power with the hands as well. At what point in the career did you really start thinking, if I want to be in the big show, I need to be as well-rounded as possible?
Mm, like for example, I can tell you about Ilya Tupuria. Yeah? He's
Hmm.
actually a wrestler too, but you know, see, he grew up very fast in UFC. He built his like name very fast. You know why? Because he started training boxing. You know, he understand like wrestling is good. Yeah, it's helped a lot. You know, but for people, it's little bit who don't understand this. Yeah, it's annoying. You know, they wanna see blood. They wanna see like strike. You know, like they wanna see crazy shows. You know, people love this. Like and wrestling, that's a little bit boring for them. People hate this. You know, and I understand. Like for me, I'm young. You know, like right now, this is perfect age to learn something and build build myself in good way. So, you know, I started training boxing a lot, you know, and I started like mix it everything to be universal, you know, to be good in wrestling and striking.
So you're making a return, Fury 106. You're taking on Junior Maranhao. Overall, what do you think of Junior as an opponent?
I respect to everyone opponent, you know, so, you know, I saw his fights. He's okay. He's a good fighter, you know, like, but uh, again, like, I respect to everyone, but when cage close, I'm gonna be different, you know, so.
You know,
My job, that's smash him, you know, in the cage. That's it. Get my win. and road to UFC.
Junior's been doing this for quite a while. He's got a lot of fights under his belt. Right now as a 5-0 pro, do you feel like you need to be fighting guys with a lot of experience like this?
Yes, that's a good for me. That's like a test for me. He has a lot of experience. Yeah, how do you say? Like he has like almost 40 fights. So that's good for me. To have like a test and see how I'm gonna look with guy who has a lot of experience.
So you get a headline this one, you're the main event of a very, very respectful promotion in Fury. Is that kind of cool for you? I mean, you're still very young in the sport. You're only 21 years old. Is it pretty cool to be able to headline something like this?
Yes, that's really cool. I told you like it's second. It's my third fight in already main event. That's already something. So I hope UFC matchmakers and Dana White will be there. It's gonna be good for me to show them my skills. And show them I'm ready to be in the best league.
You know,
Yes.
the, the contender series does start in August. And, this fight would be sometime in the near future. There would technically be enough time there, probably do another turnaround before the end of the contender series. Is the possibility of fighting on the contender something in your mind?
Yes. Yes. Why not? I'm ready to shorten all this too. So my manager work on that. So we'll see how it's gonna be in this fight. So how I know that's gonna be like a lot of talent guys in this card. So you see matchmakers will come and watch the fights. I hope Dana will be there too. So.
You just mentioned your manager Lance. Lance, one of the really cool managers out there. One thing I like about him is really builds that relationship with his guys. What's it like to have Lance with you on this journey?
He very good manager. He take care of all of us. With who he's work. He's really good. Like a friend. If you need the help, he will help you. Whatever you need. Like so. How's like a manager? He's very good.
Right now you're really making a name for yourself. A lot of people in the MMA community have you on their radar. Do you think it's kind of crazy that you've come this far this quickly at 21 years old? You're on the verge of being potentially 6-0 and being very close to a promotion like the UFC.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. Because like 3 years ago, I was in my village, watch UFC only on TV, play PlayStation only in UFC. I can't just like dream about this. But right now I'm here and I'm really close to UFC. And I know I have everything to be there. So I'm really happy, to have this. Thanks God for everything.
Do you feel that fighting is more mental than it is physical?
This fight,
Just in general, is fighting in general more mental than physical?
mm, everyone can think I'm 21 years old. I'm very young and I have a problem with mental. But I can tell you, if I will have a problem with mental, I will never came here and like be in USA by myself, train, work hard, and have a goal to be in UFC. Guys who there already, I don't think they have a problem with mental. Physically, I don't think. I don't have any pressure on me. Everyone, like people who with me, support me, help me. My friends, my brothers, my parents. All people from my country too, they support me. I don't have any pressure. I'm happy to have this opportunity. And make a big step.
You mentioned John Jones a little earlier in the interview. Obviously, he's the youngest champion, won the belt at 23 years old. Your position now, 21, could be 6-0. It could potentially be feasible, depending on how things go, that if you continue on this trajectory, maybe you get a title shot 23 years old in the UFC. It's possible. Is that something that's in your head?
Right now I can tell you everything is possible. Like even I'm here close to UFC. 3 years ago I was like in Ukraine, and just dream about this. I think everything is possible, but to be honest, Lightweight is a tough division. You know, it's not easy to be champ there. You know, you need like a lot of time. You know, even look Islam Makhachev, like he was fighting like for 5 6 years to be a champ. You know, that's pretty a lot. You know, like I understand, like I don't have to rush because I'm young. You know, I have to be smart. I have good people with me who help me. You know, so I have to be smart first. You know, and do it like step by step. You know. Yeah, of course, I want to be champ, like in 20, 23 years old. But to be honest, like I need more time to make experience, you know, because it's really different when you 23, 22, 21 years old, or you 30 years old, 29, 31, you know, that's a different, you know. These guys have bunch of experience, you know. So, but mentally, I'm ready. I just need, I think, more experience, to be honest. You know, that's it. And be smart on my way.
That 155 division in the UFC, like you mentioned, I mean, it's absolutely stacked. I mean, for the last 7, 8 years, that's been my favorite division. I think one of the best divisions in the whole sport. Does it excite you knowing that when you get in there, you're going to be with a bunch of killers?
Yes, that's for me. That's very cool. You know, to be champ in lightweight division, I think that's the best in to have in UFC. You know, featherweight, like bantamweight, welterweight, yeah, like and other weights. That's that's cool too. But everyone know lightweight is a tough division. You know, like that's very huge division with a lot of talent guys, a lot of tough guys. You know, to be champ there, that's very cool. You know.
Yeah, I think you have one of the more cooler nicknames in the sport, the Headhunter. How did you come up with that one?
After my last knockout,
Oh, that's brand new.
yeah, it's like it's pretty new. No, no, last before them in the Fury, you know. So they make me like first like Ukrainian headhunter, and they started like call me like that, you know. And I'm seeing like headhunter. That's a good, you know, for me.
You,
So
what's that feeling like when you're able to go into a fight, first round, second round, be able to finish it with a knockout, finish it with a submission? What's that feeling like knowing that you pick up a finish?
you feeling very good. That's a good feeling, but you know, like in the cage, you're like we like a warriors, you know. My job to kill him, his job to kill me, you know. So after Cage, of course, I feel sorry for this guy because we're all humans, you know. And at the end, his like parents, his friends, everyone worried about him, you know. That's not fun, you know. But that's a sport, you know. That's how it's going. So, but of course, I feel good, you know. I have to win the fight to make a step. So
You're a very fun, violent, entertaining fighter. Do you think with that fighting style, do you think that's going to allow you to attract a lot of fans?
yes, I think, you know, my English right now much better than it was, you know. So I can speak good right now. People can understand me, you know. So and then like I can show everything on my fights, you know. I don't like really too much like trash talk, you know. Like, but I think people can enjoy to watch me my fights, you know.
You mentioned earlier that you don't really like to trash talk. In this day and age, we're really seeing the entertainment and personality side of this. A lot of guys are going to Twitter, Instagram, they're calling their shots. They like to, be very vocal. Your fans love it. But for you, how important is it just to remain who you are?
Yeah, that's very important to introduce myself, to show people who I am, you know. But I think like trash talk is okay, you know, when it's like normal about like sport, you know, about skills, not about like parents, friends, like, you know, like very bad stuff, you know. I know like a lot of guys like speak about this, you know. That's I think that's wrong, you know. So where I from, that's very bad, you know. So we don't like that, we hate that, you know. And people for that. like can be like very 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 mad, on you. Like I think I can really very good introduce myself on the fights, and like talk with people, So
All right, Artur. Last question for me, my friend. In a perfect world, what is the outcome on July 18th when you take on Junior Maranhao in the main event of Fury FC 106?
another another big step for me, So I think I will destroy him on the fight. That's my plan. Have to smash him and make a big step. So that's it. To show everyone I'm 21 years old and I'm ready to UFC. So like
Absolutely.
usually, like every day. So nothing crazy for me, nothing new.
There you go. Well, Artur, man, thank you so much for your time, my friend. Always enjoy talking with you, and I wish you nothing but the best, except for your next fight.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. That's it for us tonight. I'm Carl Prusa. He is the headhunter. He is Mr. Artur Minev. Watch him. Fury FC 106, July 18th, taking on Junior Maranhao. Take care, fight fans.